And I will have to say, Morphe makes some pretty good brushes, and they're very reasonably priced. That was a plus for me. Morphe did surprise me in their quality of their brushes. Um, the first one I'm going to show you is a really, really good one. This is the Morphe M38. This is a pointed contour brush. It's the silver ferrule with a black handle. Morphe brushes are pretty solid. They're definitely not like the heaviest, but they're not light either. So they're pretty well made in that aspect. The brush tip on this one is very tapered. Very fluffy, but not too fluffy. It does have some density to it, but not a whole lot. Now, I do not use this brush for its intended purpose. I use this to pack on my under eye powder to set my under eye after I've done my concealer. I like the way it gets under the eye really well, and it's really soft so it doesn't scratch, and it really packs on the color. It's just, to me, it's perfect for that. I mean, its intended purpose is for contour, and you know, by all means use it for that, but for my purpose, what I use it for is to pack on that under eye color, just because it works for me. The pointed tip, I can get it right where I need it to, without getting it all in my eye. And I had that problem before when I would pack on my under eye powder using a different brush. I would end up getting it all in my eye, and yeah, it was a disaster. So I will say I do really like this Morphe brush, and this is the Morphe M38, and it's the pointed contour. Now these are sable bristles, which means they are animal hair bristles, which is good. Like I said earlier, animal hair deposits and collects and deposits color very well. You know, and they're very good so you don't waste product. And that's what you want, you know, but it's a preference. You know, a lot of people rather have synthetic fibers, and that's completely fine too. They both work equally as good, but a lot of people also have a misconception about animal hair. Just because a brush is made with animal hair does not necessarily mean at all that there is cruel. You know, most animal hair that's harvested for brushes is nothing more than a normal, you know, getting a sheep sheared for their wool. I mean, it's not hurting the animals. So this is definitely one of those cases where, you know, this does not really fall into an animal cruelty category. So I wouldn't let that bother you. But yeah, this is an amazing brush. Definitely a must-have if you use powder under your eye. All right. Oh, and one more thing about these. Morphe has their brushes divided into collections. There's several of them. This specific brush came from the Master Pro collection. It's one of the more higher ends, but not the highest end that they have. But it's a decent brush. It really is. The next brush I got is from the Gilded collection. They're golden. This is the Morphe Y12, and this is the flat contour brush. And once again, I don't use it for its intended purpose. This is a very densely packed brush. Now this is synthetic bristles, not animal hair. I use this brush to stamp out whenever I put my bronzer or my contour on. I use this brush to stamp that out, to, you know, so it's not so messed up. You know, sometimes when you blend your contour on or when you blend your bronzer on, you've got like a kind of a messy line. I use this to kind of clean that up and make it sharp, to make it flawless, and this works really great for that because of its narrow flat top. I can just go in and stamp it out and then just brush it away, and it works amazing. This brush is a little bit more lightweight, still pretty solid. I love the elegance of it. And Morphe did, like I said, Morphe did stamp the number on this one. Morphe does not put the descriptions of what the brush is for on their brushes like Sigma does. So when you order them, and if you're like me and completely forget what they're used for, then I would definitely, keep that in mind. Write it down somewhere so you'll know until you learn what you want to use it for. That way you'll know what it's used for. But this is the Morphe Wife 12. It is the Pro Flat Contour Brush, and it is from the Gilded Collection. The next brush is another Morphe Holy Grail item. I'm so glad that I bought this brush. Highlighting for me has always been kind of hit or miss, but now I know why. I was using the wrong brush. This is the Morphe 501. This was also a pointed contouring brush, which I don't use for that either. This brush is very fluffy. It is tapered and comes to a tip, but compared to the contour, the head is much smaller. I actually use this to apply my highlighter because it is so narrow. It can apply it precisely on my brow bone or right here when I do my little C, right above my cheekbone. I just get such a precise and clean application for this, and it blends it out so flawlessly, so it's not, you don't have it spotty as you can sometimes when you apply your highlighter. You can get it spotty. This brush makes it just flawless. I absolutely love this brush. I don't know what I have done so long, to be honest with you, without this brush, because this brush is just amazing. This is also part of the Flawless collection. These are also sable bristles, which are animal hair, which made me love it even that much more. But this is definitely a holy grail brush. You definitely need this in your kit. I cannot recommend this enough.